Hello everyone. My name is Mohammed Fauzan Akmal, student ID 233111043 from the Information Systems program. In this video, I will explain an important topic in modern information technology management, which is business continuity audit and disaster recovery. This presentation will last for approximately 10 minutes, and I will deliver it in a clear and structured way. We will begin by understanding the basic concepts, the objectives, the scope of the audit process, and finally, several recommendations and best practices that organizations can apply. First, let us begin with the concept of business continuity. Business continuity, often called BC, refers to an organization's ability to continue its critical operations even when unexpected disruptions or disasters occur. These disruptions may include natural disasters such as earthquakes, floods, and fires, or non-physical threats such as cyber attacks, ransomware, system failures, power outages, or human error. The main focus of business continuity is to ensure that the organization can still operate and serve its customers while minimizing financial loss, reputational damage, and downtime. In business continuity, there are several essential components. The first component is identifying critical business processes. An organization must understand which processes are vital and must continue under any circumstances. The next component is conducting a business impact analysis, which helps determine the potential impact of a disruption on various business functions. After that, the organization must create appropriate recovery strategies and develop contingency plans that include documented procedures and emergency workflows. In addition, employees must receive continuous training, and the organization should conduct periodic simulations to ensure everyone understands their role during a crisis. Next, let's move on to the concept of disaster recovery, commonly referred to as DOCTOR. While business continuity focuses on the entire business operations, disaster recovery specifically focuses on recovering information technology systems after disruptions. This includes restoring data, servers, applications, networks, and other essential infrastructure. The main goal of disaster recovery is to ensure that IT services can be restored as quickly as possible and that no critical data is permanently lost. Two very important concepts in disaster recovery planning are the recovery time objective, or RTO, and the recovery point objective, or RPO. The recovery time objective determines the maximum acceptable duration for a system to be unavailable. Meanwhile, the recovery point objective refers to the maximum amount of data that can be lost due to an incident. Smaller RTO and RPO values reflect a stronger and more resilient IT infrastructure. Now the question is, why are business continuity and disaster recovery audits necessary? The answer is simple. Without a proper audit, organizations do not know whether their plans will actually work in a real crisis. Many companies have a business continuity plan and a disaster recovery plan, but those documents are often written only for compliance purposes and are never tested. Audits help ensure that these plans are realistic, effective, and aligned with international standards such as ISO 22301 and ISO 27031. Audit activities are essential because they help identify weaknesses and vulnerabilities in the organization's recovery strategies. Through the audit, the organization can learn whether it has adequate resources, whether training has been conducted regularly, whether the technology used is up to date, and whether the recovery process can be executed within the target time. The audit also provides assurance that the organization is fully prepared to face all risks, thereby reducing financial losses and protecting its reputation. Now, let's discuss the scope of a business continuity audit. In a business continuity audit, the auditor reviews whether the organization's strategies align with its overall goals and mission. The auditor examines whether the business impact analysis was conducted properly and whether all key risks have been identified. The auditor also evaluates the completeness of the business continuity plan, including emergency communication procedures, responsibilities, evacuation plans, and operational steps during a crisis. The audit also assesses whether the organization has adequate resources, such as backup power systems, recovery locations, redundant servers, and well-trained personnel. Another important point is checking whether the organization regularly performs drills or simulations to test its plan. Next, the scope of a disaster recovery audit is more technical. The auditor evaluates whether regular data backups are performed, whether those backups are secured and tested, and whether IT infrastructure is properly documented. This includes reviewing network diagrams, application inventories, server lists, and system configurations. The audit also examines whether the organization's RTO and RPO targets are achievable based on its existing technology and resources. The auditor checks the readiness of recovery infrastructure, such as failover systems, cloud replication, data mirroring, and security controls. In many cases, auditors will perform recovery testing to verify that critical systems can be restored within acceptable limits. The audit process for business continuity and disaster recovery typically begins with planning. During the planning stage, the auditor defines the audit scope, objectives, methodology, and schedule. The next step is data collection, which includes interviews, observations, document reviews, and technical testing. After gathering the information, the auditor evaluates the effectiveness of existing controls and identifies gaps or weaknesses. The audit also includes simulation testing to determine whether recovery procedures work as intended. Once the evaluation is complete, the auditor documents the findings and prepares recommendations for improvement. Finally, the auditor submits the official audit report to management for decision-making and strategic planning. Lastly, let's explore some recommendations and best practices. Organizations should implement automated and encrypted data backups and store them in multiple secure locations. They should build redundancy into their IT systems so that if one system fails, another can take over immediately. Establishing a dedicated disaster recovery site or using cloud-based recovery services is highly recommended. Regular drills and simulations are essential to ensure that all employees understand their responsibilities during emergencies. Additionally, business continuity and disaster recovery plans must be reviewed and updated regularly to reflect changes in business operations and technology. By taking business continuity and disaster recovery seriously, organizations can strengthen their resilience, minimize disruptions, and continue providing uninterrupted services to customers. Understanding and applying these concepts will help organizations remain stable and competitive even in the face of unexpected incidents. In addition to the concepts and processes we have already discussed, it is also important to understand how business continuity and disaster recovery function in real-world situations. Many organizations underestimate the impact of disruptions until they actually experience one. For example, companies that rely heavily on digital operations may face severe consequences if their systems go offline, even for a few hours. We can see from previous incidents around the world that downtime can lead to financial losses, legal issues, and long-term damage to customer trust. Some companies have even suffered irreversible harm simply because they were not prepared with proper business continuity and disaster recovery plans. A well-known example could be seen during major natural disasters such as earthquakes or large-scale floods, where businesses suddenly lose access to their physical offices and data centers. Companies that have strong business continuity strategies, such as remote work readiness, off-site backups, and alternative communication channels, are able to resume operations more quickly. Meanwhile, organizations without a proper plan often struggle to recover and may take months to return to normal operations. This highlights how essential proactive planning truly is. Another important factor is the increasing number of cyber attacks. In recent years, ransomware has become one of the biggest threats to business operations. Attackers encrypt company data and demand payment for decryption. Without an effective disaster recovery plan that includes secure backups and rapid restoration processes, an organization may lose all of its critical data. However, organizations that invest in strong DR strategies are able to recover systems from clean backups without needing to negotiate with attackers. This is a clear demonstration of how DR directly protects an organization's long-term survival. Beyond real-world cases, we also need to consider some of the challenges organizations commonly face when implementing business continuity and disaster recovery. One major challenge is the lack of awareness or commitment from top management. Some leaders may believe disasters are unlikely to happen, so they view BC and DR planning as unnecessary expenses. This mindset is dangerous. Business continuity and disaster recovery should be seen not as costs, but as investments that protect the organization's ability to function. Another challenge is outdated documentation. Many organizations create a business continuity plan and disaster recovery plan once, but fail to update them regularly. Technology, staff, processes, and risks evolve over time. If the documentation is not updated, the plans quickly become useless. This is why regular review, testing, and auditing are critical components of an effective BC and DR strategy. We also need to acknowledge the role of modern technology in strengthening business continuity and disaster recovery. Today, cloud computing plays a significant role in reducing downtime. Cloud platforms allow organizations to replicate data in multiple regions, enable automatic failover systems, and provide on-demand infrastructure when physical systems are disrupted. Automation tools can also help streamline recovery processes, making them faster and reducing the risk of human error. Artificial intelligence and machine learning are also becoming part of modern DR solutions. These technologies can detect potential failures before they occur, identify unusual system activity, and recommend corrective actions. In some cases, automated systems can even initiate recovery procedures without human intervention. With these advancements, organizations are now able to build much more resilient and responsive recovery strategies. That concludes this presentation on business continuity audit and disaster recovery. I hope this explanation helps you understand the importance of readiness and recovery planning in modern organizations. Thank you for watching. My name is Muhammad Fauzan Akmal, NPM 233311043, and I will see you in the next presentation.